Welcome to Golden Bachelor. If you love celebrity news and real entertainment updates, you're in the right place. The story begins quietly, almost invisibly, with Peg waking up in that weird space between exhaustion and curiosity. That moment when your mind can't decide whether to be anxious or amused. Today felt heavy. Even the sunlight seemed too bright. And, as always, Mel Owens noticed. Mel always notices. He walked into the room, barefoot, shirt slightly damp from his morning workout, and tilted his head like he had an invisible radar for moods. "You okay?" he asked softly. Peg shrugged, forcing a laugh. "I'm fine." But she wasn't. She hadn't been fine for a little while now, and Mel knew it. But he didn't push. Instead, he quietly stepped outside, toolbox in hand, and went to the porch that had squeaked at every step like it was auditioning for a horror movie. Peg peeked through the window. There he was, shirtless, glistening in the sunlight, completely absorbed and tightening a stubborn hinge. The sweat on his skin glinted like polished bronze. His focused expression, his easy movements, the tiny smirk when a screw finally went in. It was distracting. Peg laughed quietly to herself. And then, on impulse, she grabbed her phone. Not to brag, not to tease. She simply wanted to capture the small, perfect moment. A glimpse of the man she loved being entirely himself, messy and heroic at once. A few seconds of video. She added a playful caption, a wink, a little joke, something to lighten the day, something bold, something that sounded like Peg, even though her heart felt heavier than the laughter she tried to show. Then she pressed post. Within minutes, her phone buzzed like it had a heartbeat of its own. Comments flooded in. Fans were mesmerized, shocked, delighted. "He looks like he just stepped out of a romance novel. Stop being real, you're hurting us. Peg, you're a genius for sharing this." But then came the deeper, quieter comments. "Why does Peg seem sad in the caption? She's covering something. Is everything okay?" Peg froze. That one hurt. Meanwhile, Mel, blissfully unaware of the digital chaos he had sparked, continued outside. Hum, hinge, sweat, focus. Pure oblivion to the fact that he was now trending in thousands of hearts. Peg stepped outside, holding her buzzing phone. "Mel, sweetie, you kind of broke the internet." He looked at her, blinking slowly. "I did what now?" She showed him the screen. His glistening self, the playful caption, millions of views. "Why do I look like I'm auditioning for a calendar?" Peg laughed so hard she doubled over. Then, slowly, the laughter faded, and the quiet weight returned. Mel walked over, pulled her into his arms, and whispered, "Talk to me. What's really going on?" And this time she told the truth. She admitted she'd been overwhelmed, that even small tasks felt heavy, that she'd posted the video partly to distract herself, partly to feel normal again, partly to laugh at life when she didn't know how otherwise. Mel listened, silently, tenderly. "You don't have to pretend with me, ever." She rested her head on his chest, felt his heartbeat, his warmth, his presence, that quiet steadiness that always made her feel safe, even when the world felt messy and loud. Later, Mel insisted on cooking dinner, even though the smoke alarm had other plans. Garlic bread burned, pasta boiled over, but Peg didn't care. They laughed, stumbling around the kitchen, dancing poorly, stepping on each other's toes. Every misstep became another memory, another laugh, another shared heartbeat. "Thank you for being here," Peg said softly. "Where else would I be?" he replied. By morning, the video had exploded even further. Headlines, comments, trending moments. Mel, the unexpected internet sensation. Peg, the mischievous genius who had posted it. She read the responses with awe and amusement. Some were hilarious, some affectionate, some heartbreaking. But through it all, one thing became clear. The world adored them, not because of the drama, but because of the love that shone through. Messy, imperfect, human. Peg posted a follow-up message. Simple, honest, warm. Thanking everyone, reassuring them she was okay, sharing that the man in the video wasn't just a viral moment. He was hers, the one who noticed, who cared, who stayed. Fans swooned, hearts melted. People cried over a porch hinge, some burned garlic, and two humans laughing together in love. The real story, the one no camera could fully capture, was the one unfolding quietly. The burned dinners, the small repairs, the shared laughter, the late-night talks, the playful teasing, the kisses in the kitchen, the moments that made love feel real. Sometimes romance isn't about roses or cameras. Sometimes it's sweaty, chaotic, perfectly human. Sometimes it's viral by accident. Peg and Mel didn't intend to break the internet. They simply lived their lives, loved their lives, and shared a little piece of it with the world. And sometimes that little piece is enough to remind everyone love is messy, funny, bold, sweet, and completely unforgettable. Peg smiled at Mel and said, "Next time you do something that looks this good, at least warn me." He grinned. "Chest hair stays, internet approved." She laughed. "You're impossible." He laughed back. "And you love it." "Yes," she whispered, "more than anything." And just like that, their love story, playful, romantic, viral, human, continued to unfold one imperfectly perfect moment at a time. Thanks for watching Golden Bachelor. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next big story.